Let me ask you something. Do people understand your English, but you can still feel that something feels off? Like your grammar is correct, your vocabulary is solid, but when you speak, it doesn't sound relaxed. It doesn't sound effortless. It just doesn't sound like them. If that feeling is familiar, then this video is for you. Because most English learners aren't missing grammar. They're missing automatic habits that native speakers do without thinking. And almost no one ever explains them. Here's what usually happens when you study English. You learn grammar rules, vocabulary lists, and correct sentence structures. And all of that is useful, but it doesn't explain why fluent English feels different. Native speakers don't speak by the rules. We speak in patterns, shortcuts, and shared expectations. That's why so many learners say, I know what I want to say, but it doesn't come out naturally. It's not because you're bad at English. It's because you're trying to speak English consciously while native speakers speak automatically. And today I want to show you what that actually looks like. Before we get into frameworks, we need one important idea. There are two kinds of English happening at the same time. There is conscious English. This is the English that you think about. Grammar, word choice, sentence structure, and really if you're thinking, is this correct? Learners live in this place, especially advanced learners. Then there's automatic English. This is the English that native speakers use. Without planning, without finishing thoughts, and without caring about perfection. Native speakers are not building sentences. They're reacting, adjusting, and signaling meaning all in real time. So when learners try to sound fluent by sounding more correct, they often sound less natural, actually. That's the tension. Now, let's look at the habits that can create the difference. The first habit is that native speakers speak in fragments. One of the biggest shocks for learners is this. Native speakers almost never speak in full, perfect sentences. Textbook English sounds like this. Yes, I would like to do that later. Real English sounds like, yeah, later. Probably, not right now. Or maybe tomorrow. These are fragments and they are everywhere. This isn't lazy English, this is efficient English. In real conversation, we already share the context, so we don't need to repeat it. Now, what learners usually do is they feel pressure to complete every sentence, sound polite by being formal, and prove that they know English. So they overbuild their sentences. Now, what do natives do instead? We assume that the listener understands, so less becomes more. And tone matters more than structure. Why don't natives notice this? It's because it's unconscious. We don't think to ourselves, okay, now I will use a fragment. It just happens. Now, what does this change for you? If you allow yourself to speak in fragments, your speech becomes faster, your tone relaxes, and conversations feel less stressful. So here's how you can practice this. This is exactly what you need to copy. Practice answering with one word, a short phrase, and an unfinished thought. You do not need full sentences to sound fluent. Our second habit is that native speakers soften everything. Another huge difference is directness. Textbook English teaches clarity and precision, but real English values softness. Instead of saying, I disagree, a native speaker might say, yeah, I'm not sure, or I see what you mean, but, or maybe, I don't know. Here, the message is the same, but the delivery is much softer. So in comparison, what learners normally do is they often sound serious, intense, or overly confident, not because of their personality, but because textbooks teach direct English. And what natives do instead is we soften our opinions to protect relationships, show openness, and avoid sounding aggressive. And for native speakers, this softening actually feels completely invisible. We use words like kind of, maybe, I'm not sure, I think, to convey that softness. And I know that they don't feel like real words, so to speak, but they carry social meaning. What does this mean for you? Softening instantly makes your English sound friendlier, more natural, and more human. So what do you need to copy? Your job is to copy these phrases. Start adding I think, maybe, and kind of. This isn't to be unsure, but this makes your English sound more natural. Habit number 3 is that most native speakers don't finish their thoughts. Native speakers trail off constantly. You'll hear things like, I was thinking maybe we could, or I don't know, or that's kind of, And then after all of these, silence. This isn't confusion, it's comfort. It's how we speak. And what learners usually do here is they feel pressure to finish every sentence, explain everything clearly, and avoid silence. So they push through speaking even when it feels a little unnatural. And what natives do instead is we trust the listener to understand, fill in the gaps, and read the tone. And why natives don't notice this is because the silence isn't awkward to us. It's part of the rhythm of speaking. And so what does this change for you? When you stop forcing sentences to end, your English sounds more relaxed, timing actually improves, and conversations feel shared, not performed. So moving forward, let yourself pause, trail off, and stop mid-thought even. Silence is actually a part of fluent English. Now just think of how you speak in your native language. Do you allow silence in conversation? Habit number 4 is that native speakers react constantly. This habit actually surprises a lot of learners. Native speakers react all the time while they are listening. They say things like, yeah, right, exactly, and oh wow. These aren't fillers, they're signals. These show attention, understanding, and emotional connection. Now, in comparison, what learners normally do is they often stay silent while listening, wait politely, or nod to something without speaking. In many cultures, that's respectful, but in English, this can actually feel really distant and foreign. As native speakers, we co-create the conversation. Listening is active, it's not quiet. And natives don't notice this because reacting feels automatic, not intentional. So if you react while you're listening, the conversations will flow better. The speakers that you're talking to are going to feel more supported, and you're going to sound more confident without actually speaking more. So your job is to start practicing reacting out loud. Use short sounds, simple words, and emotional responses. This alone will transform conversation. Habit number 5 is that native speakers think in meaning, not in words. Now, this is the deepest habit. Native speakers don't think to themselves, now what is the correct sentence structure here? Or what is the correct sentence? We think, what do I mean? This is exactly why natives change the structure mid-sentence. They restart their ideas, and they adjust wording naturally. Remember, you can always change a word when you're speaking. And what learners do is they usually try to plan sentences, translate in their head, or make it perfect before they even start speaking. And when learners do this, fluency disappears. Now, what natives do instead is we let meaning lead, and the words catch up later. And the reason natives don't notice this is because we've never needed to. It's just automatic. We don't have to translate. So what this changes for you is if you decide to prioritize the meaning when you're speaking, your fluency actually increases, even if your correctness decreases. Your confidence will also rise, and perfection matters less. So what you need to start focusing on is momentum over accuracy. Let the meaning carry you. Just start talking and let that move rather than correct sentences. And you need to focus on meaning over form. And this is exactly where fluency comes from. Now, I'm not going to lie, this is really hard and it takes a long time and a lot of practice. The earlier you start in your English journey, the quicker you're going to get the hang of it. And the quicker you're going to rely on your thoughts rather than the sentences. So the question is, how can you practice this? Here is exactly how you can turn these habits into something automatic. Number one is to watch real conversations, not lessons. Now you can do this by watching TV shows, movies, podcasts. There is so much media nowadays in English that you can find this anywhere that you look. But it's extremely important that you are listening to real conversations. Number two is that you start noticing fragments and reactions. Start looking for them first, and then eventually you're going to start repeating them too. Number three is to start copying tone, not grammar. Now this is going to happen automatically if you start shadowing English. Listen to real English conversations and shadow them to yourself and shadow the tone. Then you are going to start having an ear and a feel for tone changes in English. Number four is practice reading out loud. Know that can be boring sometimes, but it's really gonna help you train how natural you sound and let these automatic habits come through your voice when you're reading. And number five is that you need to stop correcting yourself mid-sentence. Native speakers don't do this, and we often notice really quickly when non-native speakers do. It makes the conversation sound foreign. If you stop correcting yourself, you are going to let meaning carry the conversation, not translation. With these 5 things, you are going to be able to start building these native habits. So, fluency is not about knowing more English. It's about using English the way that native speakers actually use English. And when you stop trying to sound correct, you start sounding more natural. And here, everything changes. Another thing that is essential to sounding natural as an English speaker is by having correct natural pronunciation. Now, if you like structure, I have made a 7-day pronunciation workout that you can follow alongside these videos. It's really short, simple, and designed to help you speak more clearly in just 1 week. The link is below, so if you're interested, click there and take a look. If this video helped you, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really supports my channel. And if you want more lessons like this, let me know in the comments below. I post new videos every week to help you sound more natural, confident, and fluent. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!